Monday night is fashion night on the channel, where we look at the stars on the red carpet and various different events, what they're wearing, how stylish they are, and of course, what they have on the wrist. I have my fashion police here with me, Michaela and Dirk. How are you guys? Great to see you.
So glad to be back. Had to
Brilliant.
take that last week off, sadly.
Did you have a good time? What did you do?
I went to the seaside with my girlfriends. It was really
Oh,
fun.
fun. It's girls' weekend.
Yeah,
Terrific.
sometimes you just have to get out of
You
your
do.
usual environment. Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was so pleasant. Feel a lot better, relaxed. I work a lot, so I'm like soothed, relieved. I did close down for a few days, but
Oh,
well
you
worth it.
closed.
I did, yes. I don't
Oh.
really trust people, so I don't have people to run it when I'm not here. That's an exaggeration, by the way, but yeah.
That must be rough, though, when you have a business, that you've created yourself, and then you have to step away for your mental health. Can you trust the people to retain the level that you expect? Can you do that? I mean,
No. And especially if it's an odd theme, that's a little bit difficult. And whenever we have new people, you have to explain what it is because it's not like typical coffee. It's not American or Italian coffee, so people don't know what they're ordering. And so I don't expect people when I'm not there to maintain that because it's a pain in the ass. Let's just say that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame them, but no, I don't trust them to do that.
Michaela, I have to thank you for the coffee that you sent me. I finally opened one of the packages or the bags and I will admit, I made a French press from it because
Yeah,
it's too
perfect.
hot here to be drinking warm espresso. So I made a French press. I stuck it in the fridge overnight. That way it was nice and cold the next day. I like to drop some ice in that stuff sometimes. Wow, that is smooth. Very
Great.
smooth.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, it's very versatile. So French press is great with it. That sounds good. I'm glad you liked it. Dirk's yours
Yeah.
is on the way too.
oh, I can't wait. Thanks so much.
Yes.
As I'm drinking
Everyone's
coffee
going to
right
want to
now.
know, what's the name of the brand again? Remind me.
Julius Meinl. It's a Viennese brand.
Julius
Yes.
Meinl.
Spell it for me so I can stick it in the chat. Remember?
Oh, Julius. And then Meinl.
Like the symbol brand. Meinl.
Julius Meinl.
There you go, guys. It's in the chat. Check out that coffee. It is. You know what I like about it is it's got the chocolate profile, and there was nothing sharp in it at all. Like there was no sourness or anything. Maybe
Like
I
a
just brewed it
Speedmaster.
like a Speedmaster.
Sharpness like on a Speedmaster.
Hello from Naples, Florida. Hey there, guys. Everybody in the chat. Happy Monday. Tonight we're going to be looking at the Wimbledon watches. Wimbledon, of course, was what? Last week or over a week ago. And there were a lot of great watches to be spotted and a lot of great style. And I think I'm excited for this one this week because, everyone or most people have amazing watches and great style. Tim's in the house
Hey,
modding
Tim.
for us. Welcome to the show, everybody. What are you wearing and drinking? Also, remember to upvote and become members. Yes, guys, become members of the Watch Fashion Police channel, if you will, because this is going out on my channel tonight live. But if you want to catch it after the fact or rewind or see anything that maybe you missed, you've got to go to the Watch Fashion Police channel itself to find that. So you've got to sub there, and there is the link right there in the chat. That's how you find the episodes. There will come a time where this does not even go out on my channel once the Fashion Police channel is big enough. By the way, speaking of channels, you should also sub to Michaela's channel. Michaela de Chatillon, where are you? By the way, congrats on 10,000 subs, Michaela.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Amazing.
Yes, it's been great. It happened really quickly. So
It really happened really fast.
slow. It was really, really slow for years and then really quick. So yes.
If you
I
like
noticed that
Michaela, guys, sub to her channel. It's in there in the chat. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I'm just saying I noticed that generally on YouTube, my videos about men's style do a lot better than my videos on female style. So
Huh.
it's kind of more what I've been focusing on just because it works. But, you know, the girls can still come and watch it.
They certainly can because they'll know how to dress their fellas. A lot of guys need help.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Big time.
Let's start with
Jesus.
a little bit of. We'll come in hard here. Now, I don't know what watch he was wearing, but John Hamm was seen with his new bride. What is her name anyway?
I know.
Anna Escolia or Scola.
Osceola, maybe.
Osceola. Osceola, yeah, that's yeah. They were at the Jovic men's singles.
And Djokovic lost. I'm so happy.
Djokovic, yeah. Djokovic. You're
I'm
so
a big
happy?
tennis fanatic. I can't stand him. Ugh. I'm a Federer man.
He's quite arrogant. We'll get onto it in a minute because I want to talk about this new.
We'll get onto
this new savant that just came out of nowhere and is now crushing everyone. But let's start with this pair. We'll keep it light. There's no watch to be spoken about here.
He's probably wearing his Apple Watch.
Yeah,
he always wears an Apple Watch.
Yeah,
he wears an Apple Watch.
Yeah. A lot of people do. A lot of people with a lot of money wear Apple Watches. The watch thing, the bug never bit them. Is she channeling her inner madman style with those sunglasses? What the hell are those glasses?
They're very old.
It kind of feels that way. Also with her headband like that. Definitely feels that way.
Do you remember the end scene in Midnight Cowboy when Pearl Ratso passes away on John Voight's shoulder, and then there's all these old women looking back, and they're all curious, and they have the weirdest looking sunglasses, like the craziest. Back in the 70s, the styles of sunglasses.
There was so much more style, though. Even him, this is a change for him. He usually wears very boring, but look at them. They're tortoiseshell, or they have a bit of color on them. Look at the girl in the back. Everybody's wearing very fashionable, very different, very retro-looking glasses. Everyone is, which is cool. Maybe it's London style.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it's a thing that they got to get into the London style. This guy's got a G-Shock Casio on the guy on the right there, spotted from a mile away. But staying on John Hamm, he's let his hair grow out a little bit. He was doing that kind of tight crew cut, except for the top with long kind of strings.
That's the madman haircut because you grease it back.
You grease it back, and then sometimes a piece falls loose and hangs down over your face. And if you look as good as he does, it looks great.
Sure.
He's gone for a bit more kind of the wavy thing. He's got about as much gray in his hair as I do.
He's also gotten. I just watched that new movie. Forgive me, I'm going to forget the title. It's the Two Molly something or others. It's directed by John Slattery, and it's a kind of a Fargo-esque film. It was actually very, very good. He was really great in it, as was everybody. It's Tina Fey is in it.
Oh wow!
And he's kind of, I'm not going to say let himself go because he's an extraordinarily handsome guy, but a guy like that with a bit of a dad bod, it actually kind of makes him even more attractive because it's just, he's not trying at all. He just looks great.
He's never been super ripped.
Right? He's never been ripped because they weren't allowed on Mad Men. They were not allowed to go to the gym because no one did in the late 50s and early 60s.
Well, they were all drinking fucking whiskey all day
Matthew
long.
Weiner's, one of his rules was no one on the show is allowed to have a trainer or go to the gym.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because no one was ripped. I mean, imagine if like Don Draper was like super, had a six pack. It would have just, no one had a six pack in 1960.
Yeah, it would have killed it.
Yeah, it would have.
Old watch ladies in the room. She goes, "Yep, we wear retro sunnies.
They're beautiful."
Yeah, I know that old watch lady has retro sunnies because you can see them kind of blurry in the back of her photos on Instagram. She just barely gives away her identity, or not even, but you can tell she's wearing some old-fashioned sunglasses. Greetings from Aruba Design Atelier. Great to see you in here.
Just watched your video this morning. Thanks. It was great. His new one about the mistakes. It's good.
I feel like these sunglasses are not that shocking because nowadays everyone wears fashion sunglasses, and so you get some really ugly stuff like the wraparound sunglasses. Just so
horrible.
These look relatively mild comparatively. So I think they both look cool. They look very like summery, fresh. I like his casual take on it, without overly doing the casual, because you're supposed to dress nice for this event, from my understanding. So
Yes,
I feel
it
like they
is.
definitely honored the dress code.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
only
blown
one left.
away. I'm blown away by all the people who. I mean, this is bigger than a red carpet. I mean, there's so many celebs who
Well,
show
this is
up.
the final, wasn't it?
It's one of it's the men's singles final. Yeah,
Wimbledon is still the most prestigious of all the tennis tournaments. It is. It's the most. It's the only grass court, and it is the only one that still has a dress code. When you play, you must wear white.
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I made a mistake of when I was trying to look at people's style ahead of time, just to kind of get an idea. I accidentally stumbled upon, I think it was New York Times, and it was just the regular people that went there, and I was disgusted. Not because they're regular people, but I'm talking like socks and sandals,
Ugh.
laying around on the grass with like no sense of decorum. I'm like, whatever. I mean, I know you didn't have a chair, but just lounging around. I hate that lazy stuff. It's like, this is not something you do every day. Put in a small bit of effort. It's not even about looking wealthy. It's just having a little dignity. Everyone else has a dress code, so.
A little dignity goes a long way.
Indeed.
You know, one thing we forgot, the wristwatch check. What are you doing, Dirk, tonight? The
I'm
classic
wearing my
Speedy?
Speedy, of course, as always.
You look excellent. I like the face appearing out of the blackness and the. Yeah.
It's because it's so sunny out. If I had
that
a
bracelet,
studio,
man.
there's a window behind me, like I said earlier. If I didn't black everything out, it would be a nightmare in here. I'll try to get more creative with my backgrounds.
I'm doing a Tudor two-tone. Big chunky
That's
bitch.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a chrono gold and steel. I don't have a lot of gold and steel anymore. It's a big watch, but it looks regular on me. I love this thing. It's getting a lot of wrist.
It actually
wrist time.
it looks big. It doesn't look big on you, but it looks like a big watch. It has a
They
huge
are.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah, they're big watches. But I adore this thing. Very, very legible as opposed to the white one that I made a couple of videos on. And what about you, Michaela? What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing a Maurice Lacroix icon.
Oh, look at that.
Always struggling to show you.
That strap
leather
is
bands.
outrageous.
Yeah, this has been well loved. This was my first real watch. Well, yeah, real watch that I got. So it's been throughout with me, but I definitely like it. It used to match my hair color because I used to have be a dark brunette, but that was a phase.
Really
Yeah, but I still love it. And I love the gold pop.
beautiful.
It has some Gerald Genta looks, some AP looks slightly.
Definitely reminds me of that. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I noticed a lot of lately. I've noticed a lot of watches kind of seem to take that look. So.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many jumping on that bandwagon. You wouldn't believe it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. What were we talking? Let's get back to Wimbledon. I forgot. What were we talking about? Oh yes. So let's start with the main man here. I mean, we'll get to the watch in a second, but where on earth did this fella come in?
He's number one in the world. He's been, listen, since the Trinity.
He's 20 years old, right?
Yeah, well, they start young, man. They're all in tennis camp when they're kids. They go to Nick Bollettieri in Florida. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You either go to Nick Bollettieri or any of the Floridian tennis places, or you're Eastern European. There's places there. This guy, he's of course a Spaniard, Carlos Alcaraz. He's been nipping at the bud for a while. It takes just a little bit of time for a breakthrough, and the time was Federer retired, Nadal is injured, Murray's been out for a while, tried to come back, didn't really work, and this guy's been nipping at the bud for quite a while, and he had his breakthrough, and he beat Novak. Incredible. And Novak's hard to beat. Very hard.
My Instagram is just full of clips of his insane shots, like things that are hard to believe.
When you're young,
superhuman
you can go
shit.
for everything. That's how Djokovic has the most amount of Grand Slam titles, because he was just enough younger than Federer and Nadal to be able to chase down every shot. That's what youth does for you. Roger's got the elegance. He's a gazelle, the magic. Power. Nadal has all the power, but when you have both of those things, maybe not to the extent that those two maestros have, but when you have youth on your side, you can run them all down. And Djokovic could never do that because he used to have before he went gluten free. He used to retire from matches against the big guys. He'd get to the finals and he'd have to retire because he couldn't chase the balls down, because the big guys will hit every shot and they'll hit it at angles so bad. This guy, did you watch them? He tracked them all, and this guy's going to be a legend. There's no doubt about it. If he doesn't succumb to injuries, this guy's going to be a huge player.
McEnroe says he's going to be the greatest player of all time. I just saw insane clips where you're like, oh, he's going to lose this round, and boom, he just comes back and just does insane things that seem superhuman. Djokovic is also, he's super arrogant because he was asked about him and he goes, he's fantastic. He reminds me of me. I was like,
well, he doesn't remind him of him because, like I just said, I mean, and I've been a tennis fanatic my whole life. That guy Djokovic, he used to retire halfway through a match. He'd just walk out and he'd give the title away because he just couldn't handle the shots. Then he went gluten free. He got super lean, super fit, and then he became Djokovic. But this guy, he's got it in spades. So I don't know if Johnny Mac's right. It's going to be very hard to chase down those guys. Yeah. And it takes a while, but there's only 4 slams per year. So just goes to show you how long those guys have been playing.
So he's wearing this yellow gold Daytona on the Oyster Flex bracelet with the meteorite dial. This is a monumental piece. Very I mean, he's not going light here at all. He's not doing modesty in any way. This is about as heavy hitting as you can get in the modern pieces. That's a piece of meteorite on the dial. No two are quite the same. Talking about $100,000.
Yeah, it's $100,000. Yeah.
A little bit less if you're lucky enough to get one from the authorized dealer.
Certainly less for him.
Well, yeah, they probably handed it to him, right?
Well, I don't know if they'd quite. Well, now they probably did.
Well, now, yeah.
But you got to be very careful because Roger is the brand ambassador, and I think Roger would probably be like, give it to him for half price.
Maybe he's trying to usurp him, you know?
I mean, I don't think anybody other than Djokovic is the only one who's irreverent enough to do that, because everyone, it's like Tiger. You just don't say things about Roger because he's the nicest person. He's the gentleman of all gentlemen, the most sportsmanlike person that's ever.
Of course, I'm just saying he might try to trying to usurp his position with Rolex.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this watch, Michaela? What do you think of it?
At first, I was a little turned off by the shimmer of the meteorite dial, but the more I look at it, the more I like it, especially on him. And it's definitely kind of like an FU. Like, it's very much a flex, but I don't know. I think I like it, honestly. I like it. Okay, I admit it. I do.
I don't like Daytonas. I never did.
You're not a Daytona fan?
No, not at all. I'm a Speedy guy. I just think that they look like the Speedy's Gavone brother. You know, they're like, this is my cousin. He's from Brooklyn. They're all garish looking to me. And I hate you know what it is? The pushers, because they're all screw down. It's too much gumminess going on there. There's too much meat on the side. It looks unbalanced to me. Just never liked the way the pushers with the screw downs look. I think that they could come up with a more elegant way to do it.
It's so hard for me to even compute what you're saying, because this is one of the most iconic
I know
watches in the world. It's like asking you what a Les Paul standard looks like. You know, it's like you can't see it anymore. You've just seen so many of them and they're so iconic. I'll tell you one thing, these are hard watches to read.
Sure, it's impossible to read that.
They're not very legible. You've got to stare at your watch for a couple of seconds to actually figure out what time it is, because it's a very busy dial.
Yeah.
And this one with the meteorite is even going to be more busy. Mind you, it does have the contrast of the black subdial, so that will help. When it's 12 midnight, you probably have no idea what time it is. This watch, you know.
Yeah.
Do
I,
you
of
like
course,
it?
owned one of I had a rose gold one, not with the meteorite, but identical with the rose gold version.
Yeah.
It was maybe the prettiest watch I've ever had on my wrist. Just a tad small for me, as usual. The Daytona is not a big wearing watch. That's why it's so great. That's why it's a unisex watch. So many powerful women wear Daytonas. Sofia Vergara and Sandra Bullock and Ellen DeGeneres as a collection. They'll work both on both wrists. He clearly has very small wrists because that watch in that photo looks quite big on him. It looks like it looks as big as this big Tudor looks on me, or even bigger on him. So he's got my wrist is probably about double the size of his wrist. But it looks good, man, and it's a winner. This is the watch of a winner, man.
Rolex also sponsors Wimbledon.
Right.
I think the strap really makes it. I feel like if it was a bracelet, it would just be so much.
I like the Oyster Flex. Yeah.
I feel like this kind of calms it down a little and it looks nice together.
Yeah, the Oyster Flex is, they were pioneers with that, really. Everybody else followed suit after that. To put rubber on a gold watch seemed crazy at first. Why would you ever do that? But it's really taken off in the watch world to have a solid gold watch head and then a rubber strap. The Oyster Flex, of course, it's not entirely rubber. There are titanium strips through it which hold its shape, and it actually keeps the watch kind of upright and in a nice position on the wrist, rather than flopping around or having to wear it too tight or whatever. And of course, you can't see it there, but the clasp will be the yellow gold also. So it's kind of a combo of extremely flashy and high society and sports, you know, because it is essentially a sports watch. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. I wouldn't say no. Especially
I wouldn't say no either, but I'd sell it and I'd buy a shitload of Speedmasters.
You get rid of it immediately.
That's the real chronometer.
Here's Prince William wearing his Seamaster that he was given by his mom.
Isn't that great?
This is the Bond one, but in 36 mil. It's the smaller one.
God, look at the buttonholes on the jacket, how there's space in between each two set. Ooh, that's sexy.
Yeah, I mean, they don't mess around with their suits there.
You had somebody from Savile Row like Richard James come to the palace, and look at it's a window pane jacket. Look at that. It's just ever so slightly window pane. Because
what do you mean window pane? I'm lost.
If you look at the jacket, see it's gray, but if you look at it closely, you'll see stripes of squares. That pattern is called window pane in men's suiting.
Okay.
And it's ever so slightly contrasted. So it's the ultimate summer lawn look. If you're going to play polo or some equestrian event, and of course, tennis. Of course, he's wearing that. That's linen, obviously.
How are you feeling about this, Michaela?
I think it looks good. I think, honestly, the watch to me is very beautiful and special just because of the sentimentality of it.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone's always a sucker for the sentimental story, but
sure,
I am as well, and I'll admit it. You know, I love the suit jacket. The tie is nothing, though.
Yeah, the knit ties. They're trying to make. Why are they trying to bring the knit ties back? Oh, God.
Knit ties are so specific. You have to wear them, I feel like, with more of a casual jacket.
A corduroy.
And I know this is not an extremely formal jacket, but he's the prince, so it plays off that way. You know what I'm saying? He's a quite tall guy, but I do think he is a bit of a, not to be insulting, but a little bit of an odd body type. So I think
he's
finding
British.
a perfect fit. Yeah.
He's British.
Exactly.
They are infamous. Forgive me, but I'm Irish. The British have the worst posture in the world. They all hunch over after a while. He's got a British body. Happens to all men. I don't know who that guy is with the beard, but I saw a picture of him. He's obviously one of his attendants. Look at him. He's got the one button missing.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
Look at that.
He knows what's up.
That suit jacket looks unbelievable.
Is that cool? Is that a cool thing to do?
That's what you're supposed to do. That's the right way to wear it.
That's like
Down here on the bottom right of the photo, we have 4 buttons, but one of them has he just not tied it?
He's just not buttoned it. Yeah,
it's an unspoken rule in the sartorial world where you know a little secret. You know something.
Yeah.
It's not something that you have to do, but if you do, it is very telling on your knowledge. So if you accidentally forget to button the last one, you get points.
Like if Michaela and I were on the lawn, I would have nudged her and she would have went, ah.
Yeah, exactly.
But he hasn't done it there. Look, he's gone for all 4.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a very specific thing because there's one missing in the center. It's just the way that they staggered it.
It's a group of 2.
It's a custom.
Twos.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I like that look though. It looks good.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't always have to be that way. It's just that when it is, it's like a special thing.
Yeah.
And of course, the watch, it might be a tad small in him, but listen, when Princess Diana gives you a watch, you wear the contact.
Yeah.
Right. Is it quartz?
Yes.
It has to be quartz, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they never made an automatic 36.
Right.
Yeah. So it would have fit him when he was given it when he was young. When he was a young man, he was probably given it when he was 16 or something, and he had a little bony wrist. Would have been perfect. Like
So,
if I were to give
when
my son a watch, I would give him probably a 36, because he's lanky and skinny and tall, and it'll be a while before he can wear a 40 mil. But he's got to keep wearing this, and he doesn't care. It's about, and it still looks good.
Yeah, he's had it for, I think it's 30 years, and he's 40, right? So he's little.
There you go.
Very
he's
little.
a little
when he
boy.
got it.
Yeah.
But that is it's so cool and special. And yeah, I mean, I hope that it lasts him forever.
I want to move on to, let's move on to Donna. How do you say this? Vekic? How do you pronounce her name? I don't know. I'll never know.
I've been out of the game on ladies tennis for a while.
Okay. So she's got the FP Journe Elegante. This is the watch that poor Brittany lost. Remember when...
is that the one?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was this color. I think she went for black. This is, FP Journe is some of the highest horologie in the world. This is a very famous watch because it is quartz, strangely enough, but kind of a high level, ridiculous level quartz. I wonder, could I get that picture to get larger? Wow. There we go. Look at the back of that. And that is a quartz watch, but just that, and look, a little love heart in it and so on. So it's kind of, it's a meeting between, the Côte de Genève and the and all of that and quartz. So she can wear it. She can play tennis with this watch, and will make no difference. It won't damage the movements because it's not relying on that kind of stuff. This is also a very interesting watch because as a method of keeping power, when you're not moving the watch or touching the watch stops. It doesn't move, nothing happens. And then when you pick the watch up and look at the time, it actually flies over to the correct time.
It doesn't.
It does. It's kind of a miracle of... Are you seeing that video that's playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the indigo dial.
Yeah. It's got chemin de fer. It's got it's a bit of a mix of everything, this watch. It's kind of crazy. Those bolts, those little weird bolts. The Elegante. It is one of the miracles, really, of the watch world.
What is the price point on that watch?
Well, it depends on the configuration. This one here has got diamonds.
Well, not that
I think the one that Brittany had purchased was around 20,000 euros, somewhere between 18 and 20,000 euros. I might be a tad off there. Clearly, this one with the diamonds is going to be way more.
I love that Integlow shit. Do they have to license that from Timex? Because don't they own that?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually. Anybody know how much these watches? They might even have it right here on the site. It's pretty high horology, and again, you don't want to take an FP Journe fully automatic on when you're hitting balls that are going at 100 miles an hour or whatever. The impact of each whack, it's gonna take its toll on an automatic movement. But when you've got a quartz movement or a Richard Mille, which is, that's what they're famous for being able to handle this kind of impact, then you're good to go. So this is what she's wearing. That's exactly the watch she's got on.
She's wearing it during play because everybody takes their watches off and they keep it in their bag and they put it on when it's time to greet the press.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't really think it looks good on her.
You don't like it?
Yeah, I mean,
I like it in the image, on the images separate, but on her I don't like it. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it doesn't suit her. I don't know. There's something about it's very structured and then the very elegant dial.
Yeah,
I
hear
see
you.
that
I hear
contrast, but something about it when she's wearing it, maybe it's the photo, but it looks like super cheap with a really nice dial. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
It's an interesting juxtaposition of styles. It's modern, it's classic, it's like an amalgam of too many things happening at once. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like kind of like a toy. Like, it's kind of giving me like smartwatch vibes, except for obviously the dial doesn't look like that. It's just like the way the band looks. I okay. I hope I'm articulating myself properly.
Oh, keep going, girl. Keep going. Keep going.
Not on her, I don't think.
The ratings just went way high.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? When you're gonna hate on something, see, now I'm not a bust down diamond person, but with the diamonds, it's better looking.
Because there's a lot of negative space on the one without.
Yeah. I do like the dial though, and I love those hands. Now the other one, obviously, they're going for Tiffany with that stupid blue-green thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't love it either, and it's just weird. But the technology is interesting. I feel so bad. I didn't realize she lost a $20,000 watch. When she said it was quartz, I figured it was $5,000.
That's terrible.
$20,000.
I heard about that.
Yeah. And was it insured? I hope.
No. They lost it. There are multiple theories about actually what happened.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the man. David Beckham is wearing his gold Tudor Black Bay. Now he is an ambassador for Tudor.
Mm-hmm.
And are they doodles? Is that what you call them?
Yes.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I actually, Dirk, was going to request your opinion on David Beckham.
Well, he missed the last button. He tied up the last button there, so clearly lacking.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that he is literally one of the most beautiful men in the world, and he's destroyed himself with those fucking hand tattoos. It's so gross. Listen, tat your ass off. Don't do your face. Don't do your hands. This suit, look at the ticking. Look at the tailoring. I mean, he's built like a brick shit house. The guy couldn't be in better shape. And then he's got this prison yard tattooing on his hands. It's he's just defaced himself. This is graffiti on the Colosseum. This is somebody walking up to the Vatican and spray painting the place. I just hate it. And I'm not anti-tattoos. Hey, you do you, and I hate that expression. But I mean, my God, it just looks so crap.
Yeah, he wanted to be the bad boy, it's just the hands. Unfortunately, he looks like a graffiti wall in a city.
He looks like a graffiti wall, right? Or just a guy who's going to shank you in the prison yard.
But yes, he's very handsome. And I like him because he loves Belstaff, I love Belstaff. But the thing is, it's just he kind of is a little bit too pretty. I think he's looking better as he ages. I kind of like the refined
Definitely,
look.
he's much better.
Some men do look better when they age, and he's a great example for that. Agreed. But I do have to point out, I know his pocket square and his tie are not actually matching, but they're way too close. And if any of the men watching don't know this, if you want to look like you know what you're doing, your pocket square and your tie are not supposed to match. You want to tie in some colors or add a pop of color, but they're not supposed to match. And I know this pattern isn't exactly the same, but it's way too close. No. It looks like, because what it does, it looks like you got a pre-folded set at Macy's
came
with
in
like the
a
same. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I
Exactly
see what you're
It
saying.
came
Yeah.
in the shirt set.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it came
Exactly.
as the set with the tie. It's Perry Ellis. You got it at Century 21, and it came with the pocket square, the tie, and the shirt. Yeah, he's a great looking dude, and he's much better looking now than he ever was. And and you know what, beige and brown and white, I like the combos. But what color would you have chosen for a pocket square there?
Honestly, I would have. It looks like his tutor has a little bit of green in it. I would have picked something to kind of go with that. That would have
Yeah.
been really pretty, especially because he's always going to be holding it up like that.
Sure.
His hand, he's showing it off a little, and also that he just always posing, which I appreciate. But
Yeah, and
a
then
little bit of green. And by the way, I think his watch is beautiful. I think that he should have
is.
fixed the
minder,
band. The minder. Should have
Yeah.
minded
The
the minder.
keeper.
The keeper.
keep-
He should have
yeah.
kept the keeper.
It popped out. That's all.
Right.
That
Well,
was
yeah.
probably
It
through there, but it
popped
popped.
out.
It popped out there. Now it's hanging out. That's annoying for your OCD and all of that. But normally it would be nice and tight up that keeper there.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I'm just being judgmental here.
No, that's why we're here.
So that's a black, bay, gold, green. Let's take a look up close.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty watch. Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like everybody's talking about Tudor lately. Am I crazy?
They are.
Or is
No,
that
they
something-
Oh my God, Tudor. Yeah,
Hot
it's
topic.
a hot topic. Yeah, the child of Rolex, made by Rolex, really, or at least started by the same guy and kind of sister companies. For the longest time, Tudor would even exchange parts with Rolex. Sometimes you'd buy a Tudor watch and there'd be a Rolex crown on the damn thing.
is that right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Plenty of Tudors going around, vintage Tudors with Rolex crowns. It was considered, of course, Tudor for a very long time as the poor man's Rolex, but of course they've stepped into their own and they're considered kind of even more manly watches than
They are.
Rolex.
They're bigger. They are manlier looking.
Mm.
They are. They just don't have the cachet, obviously, and they never will. And also, what do you call that? A snowflake? Is that what they call the
Snowflake hand? Yes.
snowflake hand?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest turns off for me for Rolex is the Mercedes hand. I hate it. I wish they would get rid of it, but they can't. I just don't. Did we look that up? Why they have that?
You'll change your mind about that when I gift you a vintage GMT Master 2.
Well, you know what's the best about
You'll
those?
shut your mouth about that.
When everything's all rusty and all worn out looking, then it looks super sexy. But when it looks brand new, it looks like raw.
So the snowflake is kind of a sideways square. It's also on the second hand, as you can see.
Yeah,
But this is the watch. It's a deep
I like
green. It's a chunk of gold. It doesn't come on a gold bracelet, I don't believe. Let's take a look. This kind of watch is not that crazy money either. Tudor are still very, like the one I have on my wrist is half gold, half steel. It's mostly steel, let's face it, with gold accents. But you're only talking $7,600. That's pretty good for a two-tone. Let me see if I can find this thing now in this.
there's a lot of models. People talk
Oh
about
yeah,
Omega. Jesus.
they're coming out with a lot of stuff. Black, bay, gold.
Oh,
She
there it
is
is.
right there, looking at us. 17.4. 17.4 for a solid gold watch. Very cheap.
Sure.
I mean, even in Omega, they begin at in the high 20s. Isn't it funny that the shots on the Tudor website are worse?
They're not as nice. Yeah,
They're not as complimentary. They're all
crass-looking.
flushed out. They're all flushed out.
Not too much light though. Oh yeah, that is really ooh. Where's that beautiful NATO it was on? I liked it. It looked kind of like a tartan. Didn't it?
Yeah, this thing,
Yeah, I
that
love
matches up with
that.
that stripe, with the gold stripe down the center.
That is. I think that's the nicest NATO I've ever seen.
Really does look good.
Yeah,
with it.
that's pretty. That
So of course he's been an ambassador now for ages, and Lady Gaga was an ambassador for a while. I don't know if she is anymore. They were trying to push that, but he held on. I feel like he suits Tudor a lot better. He's a rugged fucker.
Yeah,
he's a sports guy. He's a man.
He's a man. He's a piece of meat. He's a big,
He's a piece of
big beefy dude. Yeah,
and that's what Tudor is. Rolex can quite often be seen as a tad dainty and effeminate next to Tudor. Tudor is the tougher guy. Yeah, that's how Tudor have gone into their own, and God bless them. They've done a great job. They've kind of gone off. First of all, their designs are reminiscent of vintage Rolex designs.
Yeah.
So there's no crown guards on this watch, for example. So that's reminiscent of the old Submariners we were speaking about there, Sean Connery and all that. It seems that Rolex used Tudor kind of as their playground to reminisce about their old designs, but then just to make beefier, more manly versions. The crowns on these watches are monstrous and beautiful.
I like a big crown. Small crowns make a watch look dainty. When it has a meaty crown on it, it just adds to the gravitas.
They're also annoying to manipulate because you're like pinching this little toothpick or whatever.
Word to Omega with your stupid cupcake.
Oh my God.
Crowns. Get rid of them. We have spoken.
Let me just check on the chat here, guys. 320 in the room. Everybody upvote. Do us a favor and give us an upvote, guys. It really, really helps. Watches Brian is in the room. Tudor fabric strap is beautiful. It is a single pass, making it comfortable, and they are made in France.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, he looks great. The hand tattoo, though. Oh, God. It's killing me.
It's painful.
It's painful.
I just learned something new about this. Don't match the pocket square with the tie.
You don't want to be mixing. You don't want to be matchy.
Yeah, you're never supposed to.
Yeah.
Never supposed to match them. Now, like I said, if you actually zoom in close enough, it's not an exact same, but it's too close.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could have done pop of green. He could have even worn a white one, but I understand he wanted to add a little bit of contrast.
White would have been acceptable because it's got a beautiful,
like a fresh white linen one. But white pocket squares are a little bit boring. I feel like
they can.
They're not bad, but they can be a little boring.
Right.
But green.
The shirt's beautiful. Like it looks like it could be, Turnbull and Asser or something. Just nice, crisp, fresh white shirt. Nothing will trump that ever. Pale pink, pale blue for summer and spring. Yeah, always.
Indeed.
Yeah, love it.
Let's move on. Now we have Brian Cox. I'm a big fan of this guy. It's not a good photo of him. He's making a funny face.
Well, he's a funny looking fellow, though.
One of the most intelligent people in the world.
For sure. Wearing,
of course, a Speedmaster, an Omega Speedmaster that has lyre lugs. That's a relatively new one, right? Is that a 3750.00 or .50? One of those. It's not It's not a razor blade one, and it's not a vintage one either.
No, this is a 2010 maybe.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect for him.
Perfect size,
being a science guy, an astrophysicist. I don't know. What do you guys think about this tie? I mean, it kind of disappears into the shirt, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
his outfit's just very pale.
Yeah, he's washed out.
He looks washed out a little.
He's a washed out looking guy too. He's a scientist. What? I mean,
right.
He doesn't get enough sun, probably.
The box cut jacket. It's very long. Is he very tall?
Yeah, I think he's a tall, slender guy.
It's a very tall. You can see the suit cut is very tall because it's got very boxy. The tie he could have just.
It's not tied correctly either, is it?
Well,
it's a bit messy.
It might have started out nice and it just moved. Needs to be a little bit bigger and better dimple. The tie is lovely, just not with this cream. This is also, what is that? What is it? Is it a structured linen?
Yeah, the fabric I was going to say is interesting. It actually looks pretty good. It does look delicate. If you see his trousers, they're starting to wrinkle. It's obvious. I think it's a linen blend, probably. Something like this. It kind of also looks a little like silk. But yeah, he just looks a little bit washed out.
He looks very washed out.
He doesn't look bad though. I'm not going to say he looks bad. He doesn't. I think he definitely needed a little something with the tie, or maybe to skip it if you're going to wear one that actually just looks invisible.
Pale pink or pale blue or green, something really pale color for contrast would have been great.
Yeah, but his watch looks great popping out like
Does
that.
yeah?
That
That's the
that
money shot.
adds to it. Yeah, it fixes it a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
that's
gives a
always
little
the
bit
money
of
shot.
something cool. Yeah.
For sure. There's nothing sexier than a Speedy just peeking out
No,
under your cuff, man.
no.
You get brownie points for that. Just, you fucked up
Yeah.
with the tie, I think, but the Speedy wins, baby. Always does. Frida Pinto. I remember gasping. She was in the Woody Allen film about the writer. Josh Brolin is playing a writer, and he can't write another good book, and his friend is in a car crash and leaves a book behind, so he steals the idea. He steals the whole book, and then he becomes a success. Oh yeah, it was called "You Will Meet a Tall, Dark Stranger."
Oh right.
It was classic Woody Allen cynicism, and she was in it. I got in a lot of trouble because one of the first shots she's in, they do a close up of her face, and it was uncontrollable. I just went, sitting next to the doctor, and she gave me so much shit. It's one of the most beautiful women in the world, and she is now part of the Audemars Piguet family, sporting none other than a solid gold Royal Oak lady size.
That's great. The lady size is attractive.
Yeah, it looks brilliant, honestly.
Wow.
I think with the color that she wore, perfect choice. And it is so beautiful, really. It's just
the
shiny.
dial is matching her dress.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Beautiful.
It's just top level, and she has a couple of rings to go with the gold.
Yeah.
I have another shot of her at
she's
an actual
very,
event.
very attractive woman.
I mean, we're 10 years on now since she was in Slumdog Millionaire or one of those films, right?
Right.
And that was her introduction. I mean, she's just beyond ridiculously gorgeous. Where's the shot of her at this event? I had one. Now it's missing. It's gone.
Oh, the guy in the back showed up dressed up. Look at that loser.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look. Fuck.
That's like my little brother
with a
like
chain.
5 years ago.
What
So
gross. Yeah.
I wonder
Run
what shoes
DMC
she's
aren't on
wearing.
the charts anymore, buddy.
I'm curious.
So here she is at the event, at that event, wearing that. No, a different one.
Oh, is that a rose gold one?
With a white dial.
Ooh.
I mean, when you're standing in front of that name, for photos, you just won. You won. You won life. That's it.
I went past the AP store the other day in New York, and I never realized it was kind of tucked away on 57th Street. Not in the in the area where all the big watch stores are. It's like, oh, it's kind of down the block. Very innocuous looking location.
Yeah, they tend to have very small boutiques.
It's small, but fascinating. Look at that room.
Yeah, this is a big event that went on.
Wow.
I mean,
I hope that's not her husband, is it? Oh God.
Often they marry these billionaires,
I mean, Padma Lakshmi, she married Salman Rushdie, and she did it because she was madly in love with him, I'm sure.
Yeah, because of his brilliant mind. But let's hope that the kids get, the other side of the gene pool. So how are we feeling here? This is 10 out of 10 to me.
This is the winner so far, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely the best in show so far.
Best in show, because she's beautiful. The dress is simple and elegant, and the watch, perfection.
She's also wearing it. Like, it's not wearing her. And that's what is so cool about it, because it's not an easygoing watch. So the fact that it just looks so simple and refined on her is really cool.
She's casually wearing a $50,000 watch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot more than 50 grand.
More than 50?
That's 100 grand.
Oh,
It's solid gold AP.
Okay. Well,
So it's 80 to 100 grand minimum. I mean, yeah. If it was in steel, it would be 40 to 50. Anyway, just killer. Just absolutely beautiful. And it's amazing. Everything is matching up. Had she left with those short sleeves, If there was no watch, it'd be a little bare.
Yeah.
But she's got the accents going on. She's got the earrings in gold. Like it's all matching up. Just magnificent.
Yeah. Best in show.
The best part of the whole picture is the chav in the background, though.
Oh God, the chav, right? Oh Jesus, that's such a British expression too.
Are they still dressing like that, or is that right? I don't
They
know.
are.
I know
You go to
they
London
evolved,
and
they
they're all dressed
evolved.
like that.
They love puffer vests. Too,
Yeah,
I
they love that. In
noticed.
Italy, they love the puffers too. Like,
Oh,
hey mate,
really?
hey mate, fancy a quid? Got a fag? Hey mate, who talks
Is
like
his
that?
shirt
Fancy
literally
a
is it
quid.
polo or
Right.
yellow? That's my question.
Right. Hey, you got a fiver, governor? Need a pack of fags. Right. They're all in
Gross.
Guy Ritchie movies.
Let's move on to Benedict Cumberbatch,
Benedict.
who
Well.
is wearing. He's wearing a JLC. I have it here. This is the Polaris Mariner Memovox. Sporty watch, sporty all round competitor to, I don't know, like a sub or a, a speed
It
or
looks
something.
like a fashion watch at Macy's, though. It doesn't scream Je le culto to me. Doesn't have that in the back.
Like a master control would or a reverso or something. Quite thick as well. Look at that.
So thick. He's a much bigger guy than people because he's thin.
Look at the finish. Look at the finish on that.
That's
photo.
crazy,
Ooh,
though. Okay.
yes,
What is that? Okay, I'm going to take back what I just said. Oh, God. Look at that close.
I
didn't
mean, yeah,
realize
it's
that.
JLC, man. What are you gonna
It's
do?
Yeah, but it's
Beautiful.
it's the dial. Is like, first of all, I love his suit. Summer. I love he's got the perfect notch on the pants, so he doesn't need to wear a belt because it's double clips. It's a little wrinkly on the bottom. He's probably been sitting for a couple hours. I don't like the way his sleeve is. The cuff is just beguiling me. I don't get what's going on there.
How can he wear that though? After he wore Edward Sexton, how can
Yeah.
you go from Edward Sexton to a little bit Hugo Boss? Like
Yeah, it's a
the
little bit.
lapels, you're
yeah.
right, look so good.
Yeah.
They really are the best part of the entire jacket.
Yeah.
But the rest is not.
What's
it.
going
It
on
does
there?
not fit right.
I mean, I
And
love a
also,
pale blue
can we
jacket with
just-
white buttons.
Can we
but
just stop with the Ray-Bans already? I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Can we just stop? I'm not saying you have to wear super expensive designer glasses, but the big Ray-Ban logo right in the front, like it's so over. I'm
I
sorry.
scratched mine off. I have three of
You
pairs
scratched
of Ray-Ban.
it
I
off.
scratched off the Ray-Ban.
That's actually really great. I'm proud of you for doing that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they don't always look bad, and a lot of Ray-Bans are made in China, and a
Yeah.
lot of people oversell them because people are overprice them when they sell them because people don't know how to tell, and yeah, it's like, why are people spending so much money on Ray-Bans? I don't.
I have some
understand.
surgery going on, and I broke the pair that his sister-in-law, my best girlfriend Dana, got me, and so they sent me another a frame. These are made in Italy, and these are made in China. So
Okay.
the warranty was they didn't ask me to send it back; they just sent me the frame because the frame. I needed a new frame. They sent me the frame. This says clearly made in China. This one clearly says made in Italy.
What are your
Yeah,
favorite
exactly.
sunglasses, Michaela, to recommend to our viewers?
Well, I feel like Persolas are beautiful.
Sure.
Also, Tom Ford has some, but I know Dirk is going off on them the other week. But
Yeah.
it just depends. Some of the more simple designs for Tom Fords, they just look the shine and everything. They just look so good. There's an Australian company I'm looking at called The Specs. They have some decent stuff, but I don't have anything I'm really die hard over. But I can tell you that I'm sick of Ray-Bans. I'm sick of seeing the Ray-Ban logo on the front. The glasses themselves, I'm sure some of them are absolutely great. It's just the Ray-Ban logo. I don't understand the hype anymore.
It's
Do you like
just-
Oliver Peoples?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oliver Peoples. Let me look that up.
Yeah, I think they're pretty
So
nice.
I don't know.
Persols, I
I'm actually not
love.
familiar. Yeah, Persols. They're beautiful.
Oliver
There's
Peoples,
so
New
many,
York.
and that's I feel like they look really good on men. They have a lot of great shapes for men, and I feel like sunglasses can be hit or miss depending on the shape, really. Like we were just looking at, who was it? Tom Cruise, the Mission
Mhm.
Impossible with his giant aviators. Was that what it was? That
Yeah.
we were all you two were both disgusted over.
I'm a little tired of aviators. So there are some aviators coming up soon in this list. Let's move on. Actually, this is an interesting shot. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same event. These two dapper motherfuckers, you know, this
Different tie.
Different tie. So it's not, you know, these guys were showing up on different days with slightly different outfits. Tom Hiddleston. I mean, I think Hiddleston is a bit more stylish in this. Wouldn't you say?
He's more office stylish. It's very officey looking. British office. He's going to do some banking. That's what that
finance
looks like
bro.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks good. I like the fit of what he's wearing.
Yeah, well, he's a fit guy.
Right.
He can't be James Bond though, so please don't do that.
No, I agree with you.
He's too slight.
Yeah, and I like both ties.
So do I. I like Benedict's better, but
yeah, I do too.
The other one looks a little too Hermes, a little too your wife picked it out, you know.
Yeah, and it's an obvious choice. I do like the shimmer on the blue though. That's really pretty.
Yeah, the shimmer on the blue is beautiful. Benedict's obviously got a color. Like he's got a thing he likes. He's got a look that he likes. He likes this cotton drape with a he's got a white crisp shirt. Okay, so he matched it to the white. You can always do a white pocket square. I mean, you can get away with that. That's fine as a default. But yeah, interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Can I show you something real quick?
Sure.
I want to show you my favorite glasses of all time. And they are the 1923 Gucci's under Tom Ford's direction. They're long discontinued. I've been out trying to find these for years, willing to pay a king's ransom in Havana green with the tortoiseshell arms. These are so fucking beautiful. They're my favorite of all time.
Can you do a zoom on those?
Let me see if I can.
Or send me a link and I'll do it. Oh, there you go. You did it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
These are the most masculine. This is like something Hemingway would throw on the table when he's grabbing a jug of wine. These are the most beautiful glasses I almost bought them at Bergdorf Goodman like 15 years ago, and I went for a different pair because I said, "Oh, I don't know if these will stay in fashion," and I've been regretting the choice ever since. They're my favorite glasses of all time. And at the time, they were about $300, $350. It was a great price. I've seen them upwards of $1,000 now because people want them so badly.
James Hess, thank you so much. Come on, people. Upvote. Don't you worry, James. Watch my crowd. They always upvote. They're very, very good at it. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
But thank you for saying that.
Those
These are gorgeous.
Cool.
Aren't they beautiful?
Cool.
They're so masculine.
They're definitely a little bit edgy for, let's say, just a regular Joe. You know, if you have a little bit of a coolness to you, then it fits better. I feel like.
They might be.
And you know, that lens shape that's what I like about Persil for men's glasses. They do a lot of that specific shape. And I find that on most men. And, you know, sunglasses come in different sizes. So sometimes people wear too big or too small. But that shape generally, I feel like, looks pretty good on most men. Unless you have just a really weird head.
Men need to be careful with aviators. Unless you're in a cockpit of an F-16, you're going to look like a dickhead.
Daniel Craig with his wife Rachel Weisz. Daniel sporting the Planet Ocean GMT.
GMT.
Yeah. And dressed really fucking well, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's on point.
Well, I'm sure Tom made that for him because they're best buddies.
That is the watch he is wearing.
Yes,
the Planet Ocean. He's worn several of them, of course, in the Bond movies. Powerful watch, strong watch, very
strong man,
legible.
Strong watch.
Yeah,
he's got a wrist on him.
This one's got blue with orange accents, which I think is the right way to do it. And of course, that big orange GMT hand.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And just dapper as hell, man. I mean, I don't know what to say. Hey, he got the thing right with the.
Yeah, there he is.
There it is down there.
Those lapels are perfect size. That's the perfect
The pocket
size.
square matches.
The regimental tie, so cool.
The pocket square is orange with blue dots.
Yeah.
His watch is blue with orange accents. I mean, this guy has
he tied the
down.
orange in. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, he looks great. Does the tie look like he tied it a little short? It
Yeah, it
does.
looks neat to me.
I mean,
Nice
no,
and
I'm talking
neat
about at the
here.
bottom, like when
Yeah.
you either do it too long or just it. I know he's a short-waisted guy because he's not tall. He's only 5'9", 5'10". But it
Mm.
just almost looks like a boy's tie because it
Oh,
looks
you're saying it
very
doesn't go
short.
long enough down.
Yeah, it looks a bit
okay.
short because look at the back. You can see the back is peeking out. It should never be equal. It should always be about this much. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. And I love
Maybe he
Rachel
let
Weisz.
his wife tie it, and that's why it's messed up.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
sure.
got the I don't care about my hair look that all the girls are doing now. This
A lot of girls are doing that.
I
It's
just
like
walked
a
out of the
half-
shower, shook my head like a wet dog, and I walked out of the house.
No, it's
So-
kind of half done. Like it was,
Wet
it was,
dog.
it was
Horrible.
done. It was done and
No.
curled, and then the curls started falling out a bit.
What
you know?
last week? It's wet dog. I'm so
It's a
tired of
wet
wet
dog.
dog.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
I'm
so
so
tired
glad
of
you're
it.
saying that.
It's horrible. And she's
I mean,
an
we let
extraordinarily
women get away with
beautiful
way
girl.
Too much, you guys. Women get away with way too much.
It's
It's okay to say something, please.
Come
do.
on. Just you're at Wimbledon. Go get your hair did, girl.
And I
Yeah,
can
it's very, like,
confirm
French
that
girl.
he left the
Look at that.
the
Because he's
buttons
Daniel
undone.
Craig.
We can see the buttons there that are undone on both sides. This is a thing now I'm going to do forever. Like I just
You
learned
have
a
to do
totally
it.
new thing.
Yeah.
And that watch looks badass, man. Muscular watch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Daniel Craig.
What glasses are those?
I hate to say it, but they look like Ray-Bans. But it doesn't say it. They could be Persol, but they're look at the lens. They're amber.
You can always tell on Persol with the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with Ray-Bans, it's just the logo that's throwing me off. It just
They're not Tom Ford, that's for sure.
See if anybody on the chat knows.
because you like them. Is that why?
No, I do like them, but of course, Tom always has the T on this that goes down the arms. I just think that Tom goes for a very particular aesthetic in his eyewear, and I always think it looks a little too abstract. I like a classic looking glass. I like classic
is
looking
fair.
sunglasses.
That's fair. I think people really go crazy with the fashion look with sunglasses lately.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's so
Oops.
bad.
you
I feel like
know?
these are my go-to, and they're the most crazy alien-looking
Yeah,
sunglasses I've ever
Like you're in
seen.
an 80s music video.
Yeah, just calm down.
Yeah. I run so far away.
A flock of seagulls.
Yeah, they have the flock of seagulls hair sunglasses. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
It
it's
just
Daniel
keeps
Craig.
going.
Yeah, because we're enjoying the look. It's great. It's a great look. Great look. She needs
I
to
mean,
just
killer. Just
Yeah.
killer.
look at the guy behind him who looks curiously like Prince Philip. He's wearing a Wimbledon tie, though. Look at the tie.
Oh, he's got the Wimbledon colors. That's right.
Look at that.
And a little
The
not a
green
brooch, but
purple,
yeah.
you know.
I gotta say though, this guy Daniel wins for this
Yeah.
pocket. I mean, just it's such a power punch. Everything, if it wasn't there, everything is so bland. Look, this blue, this gray, not bland, but just under the radar.
Yeah.
But he decides to wear a blue watch with orange accents and then goes for an orange pocket filled with blue. I mean, come on. I mean, just, I don't know. Looks great.
Yeah, that
Fantastic.
really made it. The rust color really just made it. And you're right. It would have been a little underwhelming, but it wouldn't have been bad. It just wouldn't have been anything that eye-catching. And this makes you look. This really makes you look. Great choice.
Yeah.
So true.
Fantastic.
Now, this is Iga Swartzek. Is that right? Swartznek? Whatever. I can't remember.
Good
I looked up how to
attempt.
pronounce her name. She is wearing that looks like
The president?
it's not. You know what
Is
that
that-
is? You know what that is? That is a ladies' date just.
Oh my.
Because let me show you what the ladies get when they go ladies' date just. We don't get it in the 36 mil or the 41.
Oh.
If you go ladies' date just, you get a choice of date just or president bracelets.
No, you don't.
You do. Ladies' date just, there it is. So I'm going to find exactly what watch she has right there. First of all, it's gold.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's start. Hello. Great website, huh? fantastic. Look at this. Totally locked up. Let's try that again. Rolex. We're ready. Okay. Ever Rose Gold, right? Isn't that what it is? Yeah, it's rose, right?
Yeah.
Ever Rose Gold. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look at the bezel. She went for, it's a fluted bezel, not diamond set. That's the diamond set,
Yeah, no.
which you know you can allow when you're into the ladies' day. Just
Sure.
Yeah. Now let's go for bracelet. Look, Jubilee
No.
or President.
Oh no!
How depressing is that? I guess for the guys, we're supposed to either go for the day date where we get the President, or we stick with the date just where we get the Jubilee.
So how come slender men aren't buying just lady date justs and putting the president on?
They're very small. It's 28 mils, man.
Is it that small?
Yeah. That's the one she has right there with the Romans, white dial,
Oh, 20
Romans
That's
on
beautiful.
a president.
It is beautiful.
Is that your preferred, the president the bracelet?
I mean, God.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. There's something about president that's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I concur.
Mhm.
I think it is maybe the most beautiful bracelet ever. Next, and the 1450 by Omega after that, the 1450, which is presidential.
yeah, it's the same thing
You know?
basically in steel.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing watch.
Yeah.
I hope she wasn't playing tennis with it on. There's a
I'm
chance
sure
that
she
that's
was
yellow
not.
gold.
There's a chance. There's a chance it could be.
Let's have a look at it in yellow.
28. Wow. Why can't it be 34 or 36?
Because then a lot of the fellas
Yeah,
would
they
just
would be
go for
buying it.
that. Comes in white gold as well.
Oh, white gold. And I love a Jubilee, but
White dial. It could be that watch.
yeah, I think it is that watch. I think it is that. Yeah.
Come on.
That's, well, she's got style. It's beautiful.
With the Romans.
Michaela, do you
Fantastic.
like the President Band? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. I like it. It's a little less going on. in it.
It's a
That's
little
right.
less
Really
bling
cool.
bling, yeah.
A little
Yeah,
less
it's really
busy.
cool.
Subdued and sexy,
Oh,
and just here I am. It's
Yeah.
not.
So that's the
It looks
Jubilee.
a little less like gas station owner. You know?
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Hope
sorry.
there aren't people who have the Jubilee out there.
I know.
Right, of course.
It doesn't look
because
bad. It doesn't look bad, but you
You
know
won't
that
guess
if
in
a gas
car.
station owner is wearing a Rolex, that's the bracelet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's always the most like blingy something.
Oh,
It's
boy.
okay. It doesn't look bad. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad.
That's what it would look like if it was Jubilee.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
not as
too
good.
busy.
Not as good.
Very, very busy. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, you want to fill up car?
Okay, this is the disappointment for me. I think this guy is really
he's a
cool.
disappointment on a lot of different ways, and he's so overhyped. He's not that great looking. He's not in that great a shape. He always looks like he's hanging
He's
around
not in
outside
great
a
shape
bar.
there, that's for
He
sure.
hasn't been in
Had a
great
few
shape ever.
beers.
I don't know why everybody. I mean, I think he's an
My
okay
sister,
actor.
my younger sister, loves him.
Yeah, I don't
Thinks
know.
he's super hot. I'll tell you one thing, man. I mean, apart from the hideous top, what
Is that a Gucci watch? What is that?
It's a
That
Gucci.
is a Gucci watch. Well guessed, man. That's exactly what it is, and it is beyond hideous. Like you couldn't
Hideous.
pay me.
Oh, I hate.
And I have to say, out of all the ones available, he chose the ugliest one. He chose this one.
It's so muted.
I've never seen him dressed up looking good. When they were talking about him for Bond, I was like, oh, okay, he's he could be Bond. And then every time I saw his fashion sense, I went, this guy never got out of Marks and Spencer, ever. It just looks like he just doesn't know how to buy clothes. And they don't ever look like they fit him well, ever. That's hideous.
That's so
I
gross.
mean,
And the way he's
sorry.
dressed is honestly
He
like
looks like a slob.
he doesn't even look like he could just be working at the event. He doesn't look like he belongs there at all. It's bad.
Is that a mechanical watch?
Yeah, it's automatic. They're boasting it on the dial like it's some big deal.
Well,
like
because it's always got a
guys,
battery, and fashion watches always have batteries in them. Tom Ford's watches, they cost
got a micro rotor.
$2,500.
It's got a micro rotor. And that's kind of impressive.
How much does that watch retail for?
8,500.
Go on Chrono and buy 2 Omega for that. Go get 2 Seamasters.
It's
I
just
mean,
too
at least-
fashiony. Why would you buy a fashiony watch if you're going to
Does he
spend
do ads
money?
for
Why wouldn't
Gucci?
you get a real watch?
Oh, Idris, come on.
And as I said, out of all of them, he chose the blandest one possible.
Yeah, it just
Yes.
disappears.
It's so muted, and it doesn't compliment him. at
80.
all.
Like that blue one ain't as bad. The blue one is not that fully aqua blue is hideous.
So Cinturini is strap, huh? Because cintura is belt. I just learned that because I know what cintura is. Obviously means belt. So cinturini means like watch strap in Italian.
Watch straps. Cinturini is the plural of,
with watch
cintura.
straps.
Yeah. The straps.
Look at that cinturini.
They have women's ones as well.
In skin. You wouldn't say in cuoio.
In pelle. Pelle.
Why do they say pelle instead of cuoio?
What the hell is coil?
Leather.
Never heard of. No, leather is pelle. They say pelle.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, not cool, man.
No,
This dude
that's
should
the
be looking.
worst.
He should be looking like Bond. He should have a beautiful gray suit.
He
on.
could have been Bond. But you know what? He said something really cool. And you got to give this guy a lot of credit. I think Barbara Broccoli desperately wanted him. But he said the reason why he wasn't interested is because he was so pissed off that everybody was upset about maybe having a black James Bond. Now, James Bond's not a historical figure. He's a character from a novel. So he could be
Right.
anything. Doesn't
Right.
matter what he is, right? So he said, I didn't want it because all of the flack I was getting, and my family would get it too. And he goes, I wasn't interested for that. Why would I want to roll for that? I thought that was so cool.
He would have
It would-
never stopped being harassed for that.
Yeah, it's
ever.
just you because people are stupid, and
Uh-huh.
fuck them. So he just walked away from it. Is this one of the Jonas Brothers?
This is Nick Jonas. Now, he was on one of our shows before. He showed up a few of the days, different days, wearing different things. This
Wearing
is
a
one.
Reverso?
This is when he came by himself, and he wore a gorgeous Reverso, looking as good as a Reverso can look, if you ask me. That's how you wear the Reverso. I'm not sure how you guys feel about the suit. He then showed up with his wife.
Yeah, is that his mother-in-law?
I like his outfit change.
This
Yeah,
is when
me
it
too.
gets
That-
really
love that
interesting.
jacket.
Yeah.
That
So
jacket's
there's a
something else.
shot of them. There's a shot of the
That
two
jacket
of
is
them.
killer. Oh man,
Who are you asking if
Oh.
it's his mother-in-law?
the woman in the back. She's a very elegant-looking like Indian woman. Behind him in the original
Oh,
shot.
there. Oh,
Or, you
okay.
know,
No,
can
in
he
the-
still
in the
throw
first
those
shot. Oh, the other
glasses
shot.
away?
Yeah, behind there.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So tailoring, when he's obviously in terrific shape.
Sure.
It's just so tight. It's like bodybuilder tight. I think it's just a little bit crass to be tailored that skin tight.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just a little bit. It's almost like when a woman's wearing something that's a little too revealing, a little bit too tight, a little bit
Yeah.
too short. It looks good, but it's also just.
It
Like,
looks good, but like if he has a donut, it won't fit him.
I
don't
need
like the shoes
whoever
with it.
does
It's
his
so
hair.
His hair
Whoever
looks
does his
great.
hair, I need that guy to do my hair. Because
Yeah.
my hair could look like that. If
Your
he's-
hair could look like that easily. It's called bicep
Easily.
gel.
It's just gel. But
It's
like
just
gel can get messy, man, and it
You
can
gotta get good
floppy.
gel.
You gotta get the right
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and your hair has to be cut to the perfect length. Otherwise, that shit can turn into a mess.
Yeah.
The shoes. What do you think of the shoes?
no.
No.
Ew, gross. They look like cowboy
No,
boots.
and they're way too light. It's way too light.
Yeah, it's way
I just
too
feel
light.
like, of course, a brown shoe, but just a bit deeper. That's way too light. And yeah, it does. Looks like he's wearing cowboy boots a
Cowboy
little bit.
boot.
At first glance, it's like, whoa.
It's a cowboy
He
boot.
kind of looks like Colonel Sanders.
I'm also
Am I
not a
saying
fan
that
of a pant that's so tight that you can see your religion. I just think it's a little crass. I don't think genital
can see these
bulges are
circumference.
attractive in the 70s, nor do I think they're attractive now. Get a pant that You know, listen, unless you want to be on John Hamm's website, and I don't think there's anything that poor guy could do about it, but that suit is way too tight, too revealing. It's crass. It's just
This is a
crass.
better suit. These are nicer shoes.
I love the jacket. I don't love it as a suit because I think he's about
Too
what,
much.
5'6". He makes him look
Very
really
short.
short.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because it's pretty long. Yeah, if he wore some different trousers, like casual trousers with not casual, but different color, just one
A
tone, that would be
solid
beautiful.
trouser, like a
Yeah, exactly.
What are those sunglasses she's wearing?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say throw those in the bin,
Yeah.
Priyanka.
New
Not
York,
good.
London, Paris music.
And
Everybody
I do
talk about
think
pop
Priyanka's
music.
beautiful.
She's not even
stuff.
using them. Like she's just pushing them out of
It's
the
fashion. They're
Yeah,
fashion.
it's
yeah.
not good.
Now
Shite.
she is wearing a Bulgari Serpenti.
She is. Look at that.
Ooh, this is a really cool. It's a serpent. It's a snake.
Yeah.
It's their new
Yeah.
kind of line that's all based on snake shapes. I have one over here ready. Where the hell? I did all my
Well,
crap.
it's
Now I
Bulgari,
can't find
right?
anything.
Jewelry.
Yeah, it's Bulgari. There it is. This is the one she's got.
Yeah. Ooh, it's only 40 grand.
Only 40. I mean, it's a piece of gold. It's a solid piece of gold. And it's got diamonds, nicely set diamonds.
It's a beautiful design. There's no doubt about it.
I mean,
It definitely gives off the feeling of jewelry more than.
Yeah, it's jewelry.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's jewelry.
It's for the ladies. Look at that thing.
I don't know. There's
Ooh.
something about that, and same with like the Panther with Cartier, different things. I don't like.
Right.
I don't know. For me, it's too much. It's too. But she can pull it off. I'm not saying she can't. It's just a bit
Hell yeah.
gaudy.
she can.
It's just a little bit gaudy.
It's
in my
it's
opinion.
verging on the
I
god.
don't love it, and I don't love it with the combination of everything else she wore.
It doesn't match what she's wearing now.
No, and then also in that picture of her standing, she's wearing like the full length black tights, or I think they're tights, nylons, whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know. She's looking like a little bit too much. Their age gap is showing a little too much in that outfit. She looks a little bit like she got that at JCPenney's. And I like Priyanka. I like Priyanka. I actually do. I think she's beautiful. I think she's usually very.
Is she
well
much
dressed.
older than he?
I think she is like. I thought it was like a decade.
You know where? Yeah, really. You know where I can see it in her. I hate to be cruel, but she has got those necklines. You ever see that happen? See those
That's
lines
like a
going?
thyroid condition or something.
Yeah, it's like
Goiter.
a condition.
That's what the thyroid condition is called, goiter.
Yeah, so she's 40. She's 40. He's 30.
Oh,
So it's a
is he
10-year
only
age gap.
30? Man, he's crazy rich. The
Well,
Jonas
sure.
Brothers, they made a shitload of money.
Well, sure.
He tries really hard. It's lovely, but and also it's way. Is this at Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Way too heavy a fabric for this event. That's a fall outfit he's wearing.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them are looking like
Yeah.
a little more fall,
Mhm.
winter looks.
Mm.
But I mean, he's very handsome. His hair is so beautiful. I just want to run my hands
His hair
through
looks
it.
great.
But I wouldn't because I'd probably mess up the gel. But
Are they at IKEA right now?
the outfit. Oh yeah, the guy in the back.
The guy behind.
He's just standing with
Jeepers.
Ukraine, you guys. Stop.
That's what he's doing.
He looks
He
like
knew he'd be seated behind this pair, so he went all out with the Ukraine message. Fair
And
enough.
that girl-
Okay, let's
girl
get
in
to
front of
the
him needs some cream rinse. Dip
let's
test
get
for
to
them.
the big news. When this guy showed
Yeah.
up, man, this just reverberated through the whole watch world and the fashion world. He is wearing a vintage Vacheron Constantin 222.
Wow.
This thing is about 120 grand if you're lucky enough to find one. It's monumental. There are newer versions. There's a newer type. If this thing will work. Look at that one. Oh,
Is this Gerald Genta? It looks like him.
yeah. This is Gerald Genta. Yeah, I believe it's Gerald Genta. And of course, the news has gone around about these aviators he's wearing and this polo top. What do we know about it?
I don't know. I like the polo top, but I mean, it could be anybody's. I don't particularly love that watch at all. I think it looks kind of porn star-y looking. It looks like
Watch?
70s porn star.
Oh, I like it. I think it's cool. And I don't like 70s porn stars. But I do like that.
That crown.
think it
Talk about a
looks
small
really-
crown. Look at tiny.
It is
That
very small, but I think the fact that it's vintage makes it okay.
I mean, this is, yeah.
And Vacheron Constantin is very very respectable in my
Sure.
opinion. So I think he just looks classy. And it's supposed to be more of a dressy event, so he didn't. Brad Pitt's always a little bit the rebel. He's the cool guy, and I think he pulled it off. He didn't go too disrespectfully casual. The knit polo, it's some brand I hadn't heard of. I think it's like AFC or something, Fred polo. I don't know anything about that brand, but the shirt itself looks really good.
He's probably got a friend who's a watchmaker. He's a cool dude. That top is outrageous. He's Brad Pitt. He looks like he might have had some work done. He's looking real tight.
He got some fresh highlights in his hair. You can see that. And
he's looking tight because he stopped drinking.
Oh,
The guy's a heavy drinker through his entire career. He just quit. That was the reason Angelina left him. Boozing every single day.
I think she left him because she's a bitch.
Probably that
I
too.
like about that broad. I think she's
But
one of those.
look at this guy. Can he
liars.
stop? Can he stop? Like, what is he? Fucking 60? What age is the guy?
60. He's 60.
Come on, man. When is he going to start getting shit looking?
What glasses are those? Because those aviators, they're big and they don't say Ray-Ban on them. What are they?
No. There was some Instagram link I sent you guys about somebody talking about them. I don't know what they are.
Actually, that I saw that.
I'm not an aviators fan myself, but this guy could wear anything, right?
He could wear anything. It's Brad Pitt.
He's just the badass guy. He just looks cool. I don't like tattoos that much personally. Yeah. I don't like the tattoos on him. He would just look so
He's got a few doodles
without them.
Yeah, they're doodles. I don't like
the doodles. He would look so much better without them.
Oh my God, so much
and
better.
He did get, I think it is strongly rumored that he got a facelift. But yes, I suppose if you stop drinking a lot, that definitely helps. But how much damage can you truly reverse? I don't know.
Well, look how low his ears look now. They look.
You can reverse a lot when you stop drinking.
Okay.
When I had COVID, I couldn't drink then for 3 weeks. I didn't drink, and all of a sudden you get your chin line back, you get your cheekbones back, everything starts coming back because booze just makes you hold water all over your fucking face.
Doesn't it age you too?
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, though, you
you.
can't. Can you reverse that effect? I feel like that's
probably not as well. Not reverse it, but you're definitely going to start looking a little younger. Because it's the everyday, you're lying in bed with alcohol in you, you're sleeping with alcohol in you, and it's just drying up your entire body. So it's like getting moisturizer. You're hydrating all of a sudden, Like this guy right next to him, this guy's drinking.
And he's probably 10 years younger than Brad.
Yeah, and that's a boozer right there.
That's a booze. Look at this rosacea, yeah.
Yeah, and he's all around his neck. You see all that soft, the softness.
Teaching me what to look out for.
Yeah, he's there's no hard. I mean, he may have a deep set skeleton anyway, but whatever definition, is. Look at that shit. Boom, boom.
Deep set skeleton.
Set skeleton. Yeah.
Well, speaking of skeletons,
he's just an anomaly of stuff. I mean, just look at him. He's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Down. So you're Brad Pitt.
Do you remember how mad everybody was when he started dating some young hot model?
Yes.
Do you remember that? I don't remember the model's name.
Oh my God, Bob Sacamano's right. That's Guy Ritchie in the photo.
Not.
That's Guy Ritchie. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It isn't.
No, you're fine.
It's Guy Ritchie. Who was once married to Madonna. You're so
that's
right.
why he looks that way. That's why he drank.
He fucking was driven to drink. Michaela, you still there? Did I lose you?
Is that Guy Ritchie?
Lost Michaela.
Where did we lose her? She'll be back.
Did she get offended? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was offended because you said it's Guy Ritchie and I don't believe
No, it's just because we interrupted you.
It turns out it's Guy Ritchie.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Trying to get a word in edgeways here with me and Dirk is impossible. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I honestly don't remember even what I was saying, but it wasn't important. You're fine.
Okay, well, everybody's going to be disappointed now because I had you on full screen for a minute. It's just any excuse. Okay, well,
Guy Ritchie is younger than Brad, right? Guy Ritchie's like 52 or something. How old is Guy Ritchie?
I don't know. If only there were a way for you to look it up, Dirk.
So he was married to Madonna. Oh my gosh!
You didn't know that?
He was.
No,
he was
because Madonna is a little bit before my time. And
Well, she's
so,
still Madonna, though.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
at the same time, she started getting really effed up by the time I was old enough to appreciate it. Like
yeah,
making out with Drake on the stage, him looking like he was about to throw up, she
yeah,
just getting like these butt implants, and I was like, okay, no,
yeah. She
is
has
your
butt
interest.
implants.
Now, do I know and like her like top hits, of course, but
Yeah. She
she
married Guy
did
Ritchie.
not age
Yeah,
gracefully. She refused to. She just like couldn't stay out of the
yeah. She
spotlight.
refused. She married him in the 90s, and they have a kid named Rocco, a son named Rocco. They were
Hmm.
introduced by Sting and Trudy Styler. They match made them,
Hmm.
and they were married for about 10 years. But I mean, I would imagine if you see
That's
what she
long
looks
in
like,
Hollywood years.
yeah, she's, it's a shame about her. So, okay, so he's congratulating him, isn't he? There,
Djokovic.
Novak.
Yeah, and he's wearing a Big Bang green ceramic watch. This is the watch he's wearing, an Hublot. Let me tell you guys a story. I was in. He's gone off. I was in the Piazza yesterday filming. Wait till he gets back because it's a speedy thing, and he'll want to hear it. Dirk, put your headphones on. So so I was in the Piazza yesterday filming some watches, and I was filming the green Audemars Piguet, the diver, and some French couple sat next to me, next table over. I was at the Florian, and he had a speedy on the strap.
Nice.
And I was like, nice watch, man. And at first he's like, I took that risk. Remember we spoke about this, Michaela, when you're a dude, you got to be careful about, saying things like that. But anyway, he took it really, really well. And he was, oh, thanks so much, big smile. And she was asking him, like, what is he talking about? What? And he's like, oh, it's about my watch, men's stuff. And he looks at me and he says, oh yeah, and what do you have on? Hublot?
Uh-oh. Did you
I'm
kill
like,
yourself immediately?
No. Anyway, this guy.
And you were like, no, it's Audemars Piguet.
I don't know why people wear Hublot. I don't know what the fucking. I don't know why.
Are they
So why
really
don't you wear
the crap
AP?
that everybody says they are? Are they crap?
The reason, the problem with Hublot is they wanted to be AP so bad.
Right, of course they did.
It's AP for the people who can't get their hands on an AP.
Sure.
This guy's got, now he does have AP up the top here, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Classic.
So is he,
and
is he a brand ambassador?
That's my exact, well, not exact model, but I have the green version of that. Right. And it looks great on him.
Sure.
Why would you wear AP and Hublot? I don't get it.
Does he work for Hublot? Is he a brand ambassador?
It's a good question. He's got a lot of Hublot.
I don't hate that. I think looks like something you'd see in a design museum. I don't hate it. I mean, I've hated a lot of Hublots over the years, but I don't think that one is that bad. It just looks like some kind of engineering.
It's so.
She's on fire tonight.
The thing is, so I've seen Hublot. They've copied Richard Mille. They've copied.
They copy everyone.
They've copied. Yeah, but.
Yeah, he's an ambassador since 2021. There you go.
From what I've learned about them, it's just they're not even. The parts are not even very good. Like they're not even very well made, and the price point is just. It's just like a flex watch for douchebags. And so I think a lot of people
you just said it. It's a flex watch for douchebags. They're overpriced. They're not particularly well made, and they're trying to copy another brand. Yeah. They just don't. They don't have that high level.
Rappers like them.
All sorts like them. All sorts. You know who I found? I discovered the guy from Depeche Mode, not Dave Gahan, but the writer, Martin Gore. Martin Gore is an Hublot ambassador, and they've even made Martin Gore models. Like, let me tell you one thing, for example. See the bolts around the
that's straight off of the
okay. None of them line up. Oh. If you look at any of my APs, all the bolts line up perfectly. It's very important. Look at them; they're all random. This is a $20,000
but these are round.
watch.
These are round, so they
These are
actually
round. Yeah,
you can
but
actually screw them in and out.
yeah, you can actually screw them in, but they should tighten to exactly that point. These are the details that Hublot just don't have. But anyway, I guess they're paying them a lot of money to wear their watches.
They
so
are.
That's what he was wearing at the event right there. So they just sold some more watches because of photos like that.
Wow, it looks really, really weird on his wrist. Wow.
It's quite big on him.
It's big. Yeah. Well, they're big watches. They're big statement, ugly watches. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the big, it's called the Big Bang.
That's a Big Bang?
That's a Big Bang.
Oh.
I mean, it's a ceramic Big Bang, but
say who's not a Big Bang? Novak Djokovic.
Anyway, I don't know. Who was the winner of this evening? Probably Daniel Craig and Frida Pinto. Right?
Yes, they were the winners. They were best in show without a doubt. But I think Michaela was the best because she was on fire with her comments tonight. It looks like the inside of a dumpster or a dump truck.
It's just trash, just a pile of trash. I'm not saying like poor quality. I'm saying it literally looks like the natural abstract when you look into a garbage bin.
No, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I know. It's not great.
Yeah, it's terrible. And that's why
Brad Pitt for me. Bala said Brad Pitt for me.
Brad Pitt shows it, but Brad Pitt does dress beautifully too when he wants. Remember him in the Ocean's 11's movie? Oh man, crazy.
I'm the
gorgeous
winner.
dudes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Definitely
What do I win?
Michaela's the winner.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Andy
win
Dufresne.
Yeah.
Craig Pitt and Frida. Yeah, I would agree. They were the killers
Holy
this
Trinity.
evening. The Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather, I think Spaniard is referring to the guys with all the Hublot and the diamond encrusted Hublot. Look, we have a lot of Hublot haters in the room.
That's a
typical to be expected.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
A lot of people mistake them for AP, just like what happened the other day to me. But that was the first time for me. Yeah. Oh my God! I was like, "How dare you move it to another table?"
many years ago, when I was talking about that cream-colored Gucci suit, I still have it. It's in the closet. But I remember I wore it to a wedding of our friend Dorothy, and my sister-in-law's husband, who's maybe the biggest sociopath asshole in the whole wide world, thinks he knows about stuff like bicycles and thinks he knows a lot about stuff, and he doesn't because he's a hillbilly. He walks up to me and he goes, "Oh, Dirk, that suit's awfully nice. What is that, Country Road?" And I went, "What's Country Road?" He goes, "It's the store in the Roosevelt Field Mall." And I went, "No." I looked at him and I went, "It's Gucci." And he goes, "Gucci?" Country Road. Hublot. Isn't that funny? You get insulted for a second. Like, do you think I bought this at the Roosevelt Field Mall?
At the mall. I just got it off the rack.
Do you think I wore Hublot? Terrifying. It's funny,
Tim Wright, $5 upvote and support the Watch Talk. Yes. Guys, upvote. Why not? You guys are very, very good at it. You never have an issue with it, and you blow everyone else's socks off of how good you are at that. A lot of other channels have to beg their audience to do it, but you guys normally do it without me even asking, which is very impressive indeed. Guys, sub to Michaela's channel.
Do it today.
Leave the link here. Let me go find it. Boom. I think I'd have it ready. Michaela de Chatillon is the name of the channel, and here comes the link in the chat. If you like what you see and what you hear, go over, check out her videos. She talks about style, about elegance.
Learn a lot, boys. Learn a lot, boys and girls.
Yeah, a lot of vital information to be had. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Little tips and tricks that'll just make you stand out in the crowd.
Well, you two are flattering me.
Well, it's all about that experience.
I like
Goes
the
a
one
long
from
way.
today. I know you didn't get very many views so far. Maybe the audience watching now can take care of that.
Switch over to that right now.
Yeah,
Kids.
go over to
Yeah,
it,
it
guys.
happens. The algorithm's
Um,
not always kind, but that's
But
okay.
you were talking about posture. You're talking about posture and presenting yourself well and so on. That was really cool.
Yeah, and
That was essential.
beyond just sitting straight and standing straight, it's when you move nonchalantly, and a lot, you can learn and you can practice poise until it's a habit and it doesn't feel unnatural. It doesn't always have to be stiff and rigid and uncomfortable, but something that definitely will make you more attractive is learning how to carry yourself pretty much constantly. And
Elocution, my friends. Elocution.
sometimes some of the most wealthy people, they're the most poorly dressed, and I get that's a whole thing, but the way they also sit and carry themselves is so small, it's so unassured, and it's not about proving yourself like in a monetary way to other people, but it's just your essence as a person,
Uh-huh.
and it will be extremely attractive
I
to
agree.
potential partners. So it's something
There used to
to
be
really think about.
schools, Michaela, that people used to go to, elocution schools, where they would put a book on their head and they would be told to walk, then to turn around. They actually used to do that. You couldn't get a flight attendant job unless you went to elocution school. You couldn't get jobs in, where you had to deal with the public. And if you wanted to work at Saks Fifth Avenue or Bergdorf or one of the great stores of the world, you had to have a certain type of elocution. And that's, everybody's just walking out with their sweats and their Gucci watches and their pajamas and their flip-flops
Yeah,
and their wet dog hair.
we didn't go
enough.
to finishing school.
Andy Dufresne is asking, where does the Austrian connection come from, Michaela?
Yeah, just interest. Honestly, just the Viennese connection is just from personal interest, and I am not Viennese. I'm not Austrian.
There is her channel right there on the screen, guys. It's also in the chat. Go over, give her sub. Check out her new video. It's very few views. Take care
I'm
of
going to
that
watch it
for
after
us
the
right
show
now.
tonight. I haven't seen it yet.
What's happening? Music playing in the back.
No, it was a fire truck.
That's a fire truck. Bob Sacamano is looking for more eye bashers. We'll be doing. Last week's one was so much fun. Can you do one this week, Dirk?
Definitely.
Maybe on Wednesday or something.
Sure.
Wednesday work? Let's do eye bashers on Wednesday.
Eye bashers on Wednesday.
Eye bashers on Wednesday. Let's do it.
Speaking
Guys,
of Barbie, they ruined that movie with the last 3/4 of it. It was so boring. Like each scene was too long.
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it because my little sister wanted to see it. I took her. But
Sure.
I thought the first bit was really funny, and I loved like the costumes in the world. And of course, there's all the woke feminist stuff. But I can ignore that to a degree when I'm enjoying a movie. I'm not going to be such a, I'm not a stick in the mud about that kind of stuff. I try not to be and let it affect me so much. But it was just, the scenes ended up being too long. The dialogue was too long that it lost you. And it's not because I'm addicted to short form content, okay? But they were so close, and they did so much marketing for that movie. It's insane how much marketing they did.
Oh yeah.
For it to be the way it was.
I feel like that film is going to be forgotten pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Oppenheimer won't. Andy Dufresne, I guess, lives in Vienna.
Oh,
Andy, I'm going to be
that.
in Vienna. I've got to get back there very soon and finally finish my Vienna video that I started 2 years ago. Can you believe it?
His brother lives there.
Yeah, my older brother lives there, so I got to go. So maybe I'll hit you up, man. We get a coffee or something like that in one of the famous coffee houses. Guys, we better split out of here. Everybody, give us an upvote. Sub to Michaela's channel and to the Watch Fashion Police, because eventually you won't be seeing these episodes on here. Watch the outro, let it run. It's fun, and leave it running because you're going to be hopped over automatically to Tim Wright's channel. He'll be talking to watches till the wee hours of the morning. So if you want to get more of a watch fix, it's waiting for you over there on Tim Wright. Guys, thanks. Great show. I'll see you the same time, same place.
Thanks, everybody.
Next week. And Dirk, I'll see you on Wednesday for...
Good night, Asheen. Good night, Michaela.